Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Denise from Dobby Books. I'm having a day off. I caught up on laundry and it's a good day. So I'm going to sit down and chat with you. And today I think I'm going to show you my book haul. I only got 3 books this week, but I think one is very exciting. So let me show you. As many of you know from a previous video, I had done a review on The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. Or Lawn. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her last name. My apologies. And she based this historical fiction novel on a real person whose name was Martha Ballard, a midwife who kept a journal. And from those journal entries, Ariel wrote a story. Fascinating story, suspense, mystery, the whole shebang, and it was wonderful. And I let everybody know how much I enjoyed the book. Well, I also found out that someone else also wrote something based on Martha Ballard's diary, or journal, if you will, and it was a historian by the name of Laurel Thatcher Ulrich. The book she wrote is entitled A Midwife's Tale, The Life of Martha Ballard, based on her diary, 1785 to 1812. And I looked up the author, Ms. Ulrich, and clicked onto her curriculum vitae. It's 8 pages long. So I grabbed some snippets that I'm going to share with you. She is currently teaching history at the history department at Harvard University. Her recent honors and awards is the one by Arthur M. Schlesinger Jr. Award from the Society of American Historians that she got in 2013. She received 10 awards for this book alone. Among them, the Pulitzer Prize, the Bancroft Prize, there was one I wanted to note down, Society for Historians of the Early Republic Book Prize in 1990, the New England Historical Association Award, among others. Other awards she has received numbered 14, and these were just selected, I believe. Yeah, 14 awards, not selected. Other books she has written, and this is not all of them, but the ones that I highlighted. In 1982, the earliest one that I could find was a book entitled Good Wives, Image and Reality and the Lives of Women in Northern New England, 1650 to 1750. A Midwife's Tale, this she published in 1990. Another one in 2007, which I love the title, and now, of course, I'm going to keep my eyes open for this. Well-Behaved Women Seldom Make History. And this was published by Knopf Press in 2007, vintage paperback in 2008. It was also translated into Spanish. 2 other books, Tangible Things, Writing History Through Objects. I was intrigued by that title. That was in 2015. And the most recent one in 2017, A House Full of Females, Mormon Diaries from 1830 to 1870. So that I found intriguing. Numerous articles. One I highlighted, she had an article in the Oxford Handbook of History and Material Culture. Another one in the Oxford Handbook of the American Revolution. Others in the American Historical Review and the William and Mary Quarterly. There are others, of course, but those are the ones that stood out for me. And she has there's a PBS production, and I believe it's entitled Tangible Things. So she's a co-instructor, narrator, and presenter. The course itself through Harvard X Online is entitled Tangible Things, Discovering History Through Artworks, Artifacts, Scientific Specimens, and the Stuff Around You. That's a very catchy title. I like that. The PBS production she consulted and narrated is entitled A Midwife's Tale, Blueberry Hill Productions, and that was a PBS series from 1998. The Tangible Things was in, let's see, that one was from 2013 to 2015. of course, she has numerous short essays, personal essays, and interviews, on and on, selected lectures that were listed in her CV. Oh my gosh, her credentials just go on and on. And then, of course, it listed other professional activity, only the selected ones, and that's the list there. So I'm sure there's more. So she knows her stuff. So based on the same journal, Laurel, Thatcher, Ulrich decided to write the woman's, I guess you could say, her bio, based on the contents of the diaries, whereas Ariel Lawhen wrote a fictitious story around it. So you have the historical fiction and just historical bio from the same source. I don't know why stuff like this excites me, but it does. So this is going to be a next read for me, because I just want to keep going on this, on the life of Martha Ballard while she's still fresh on my mind as well. And you also know that I purchased 2 other journals from women during the Civil War. So this is just going to add to that collection. And I'm just delighted. I got this today from eBay. And I think this copy may have been anywhere from $11 to $13. And I believe I got free shipping. So I got a good deal. There's one other one that's also free shipping. So there goes that one. All right, so the next book that I got, and this one is going to be for my in-person book group, and this is the one that we'll be reviewing in June, and it's called Symphony of Secrets by Brendan Slocumb. Brendan Slocumb is a musician. He's a violinist, and I pulled up some information on him. He's a graduate of the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and his major was music education, and he's been teaching in public and private schools as a music educator. In 2005, he was named Teacher of the Year for the Robert E. Lee High School and named in the Who's Who of American Teachers. He's also a Nobel Teacher of Distinction, and he serves as an educational consultant for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. He's also played for the Washington Metropolitan Symphony, the McLean Symphony, the Prince George's Philharmonic, and the Alexandria Symphony. This book was published in 2023. He had a prior novel entitled The Violin Conspiracy. And he had another new book that was just published, let me see, on the 15th of May. It's now the 19th, so 4 days ago. His most recent book is entitled The Dark Maestro. I love this. These are all mysteries, and I have found how fascinated I am with mysteries. I never really read a lot of them, but I have to say they've got me right now. And I like the fact that my in-person book club has introduced me to some mysteries that I otherwise would not have explored. So, Symphony of Secrets, a novel by Brendan Slocumb. And finally, my third book is one that does not need any intro. All of you have heard a lot about it. The reason I purchased the book is I had gone to the bookstore with a client of mine who needs engagement and exercise, and I was wanting to get my book for my next in-person book group meeting. And while I was there, my client said, "Oh, have you read this book? Oh, it's a really neat book." She told me all about it, and she also saw the movie, Remarkably Bright Creatures. So I ended up buying the book. My client was delighted. She was raving about how much I was going to enjoy this, and that I should make sure I watched the movie with Sally Field afterwards. So I was happy to do that. So I guess I'm going to be reading Remarkably Bright Creatures. And that is it, everyone. That's my week in books. Some reading. I've continued to work my way through the Book of Marjorie Kemp, and that's been about all I've been able to read, because I worked 6 days straight. I was kind of tired, and I had to prioritize what needed to get done in order for me to be ready for work the following day. So this week I only worked 3 days. I'm going to try to keep it that way, and I'll have more time for my reading, and I will follow up with the rest of you in just a few days. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.